Hi guys, it's Michelle. I finally finished my journal. Well, I finished a couple days ago. I've actually been dying to do this video all weekend long. And I had my grandson all weekend, so I didn't really get to come up here. And so now I'm doing it. Now it's Sunday night and he's gone home and I'm really tired and I'm forcing myself to come up here and do this. But anyways. So I told you I was going to be creating a journal. I'm not going to call it a junk journal. I'm just going to call it a journal to write in because I don't know. I can't seem to junk my journals up. I like them neat and that's just my style. So if you like it, it is for sale and you can use it as a journal or a diary or whatever you want. But the paper collection that I used and I was really excited about was from Dreams Etc. It was a digital collection. I have some of the papers that I printed doubles of because I want to make another one. So that's just a few of them, and that's Dreams Etc. DreamzEtc.com, and you'll pull it up and there's wonderful paper collections in there. So that's just some of them, and of course there's tags and other things. But anyways, let's get started with this. This journal measures, and yeah, I have to measure it because I've only done it 50 times but don't remember, 6 inches wide by 8.5, and the spine is 3 inches, 2.5. So anyways, I love how it turned out. I used, there's coffee dyed papers on the inside, but I also hit it a little bit, which it kind of felt good to pull my sprays out again because I haven't worked with sprays in a long time. What one is this? This is Lindy's Stamp Gang, and it is Cadbury Milk Chocolate. So, and I didn't spray a lot. I just kind of hit each of the papers a little bit. I did not coffee dye the collection papers, only the papers on the inside. So there is the spine. I used, these are some vintage doilies and laces and stuff that I made homemade flowers with that I used from scrap pieces that Gail Fava 4 sent me. Thank you, Gail. If you're looking, I do have a Paw Patrol tattoo on my hand that I didn't wash off. We were playing this weekend, but there's the back. I put trim there. One of the We Are Memory Keepers bind, or I don't know I forget what you call those. Oh, I don't remember what you call it. But anyways, and then there's just some lace. I love the way that thing. The binding I did, which is the only binding I've ever done actually, but I love this binding, is the wrap binding where you slide your signatures under. But each signature on the inside, I did sew the signatures together with my sewing machine, and then the signatures can be removed from the book by pulling them out. But so I'll show you on the inside. I think that's just so pretty, and I just used some beads from my stash, and you can see the binding. So there we go. This closure was a piece of hardware that I had in my stash for a long time. I used a hairband for the closure, and it just hooks on there. You can lift that up and it seals it down, and there you go. That moves. It's like a tassel, and that's on there really good. So then you open it up, and my tripod is going bad, so my camera might be falling. I can't fix it. But anyways, I used some lace, and I cut the paper and made a pocket, and there's just a little postcard on the front, and then you could put photos or write in there, because I think you should be able to add photos in your journal too of special memories or moments, but you could do it as you like. I made a little belly band and cut it out with a punch. I glued lace on the pockets, and then there's a tag. You can put a photo or journal. And I didn't put a whole bunch of stuff in here because you can you know, put your own notes and things and store little notes or letters or cards or something in the pockets too. So there's that. My kids are walking in here making fun of me. Anyways, so then we open this section, and each signature is the coffee dyed paper is wrapped in, so here's one signature. It's wrapped in the decorative paper, and then the coffee dyed papers are inside there. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 signatures total. So anyways, I hope if I touch this, it's gonna, let me move out. My tripod's not, it's falling forward. But anyways, let's get on with it. So this pocket has some lace there and that, and then go in, and that's the other side. I made a pocket, put some of the paper collection that you cut out, and you could tuck in there and write notes. A tag, piece of the paper just torn, used as a little tuck spot, and then these papers are all hand coffee dyed, and I did random stamping on some of them. This is just a piece of paper glued down for decoration, and you can write and journal all around it. Some of these I made as like flip spots, like this one. I didn't glue it down all the way, and I used a piece of the paper. And I didn't coffee dye this. I just inked it so you can write and everything. I did spray some of them, but... And there's just random stamping with some antique stuff. More random stamping. Very coffee dyed papers and very crispy. And then you can see where it's under there, and they're all sewn in with thread. Sewn together, not in the book. You can remove these if you want, or move them around. Although I wouldn't. They're very secure. They're not going to slide out, though. Another little tuck spot with a journaling card. And then we're starting another signature, and then I did lace up these signatures with some lace, the cardstock. And then I used a piece of lace and I sprayed it, and I put some of these from the collection in there. And you can tuck whatever you want under there. I did sew in, whoops, I did sew in a doily, and that's just paper glued down, and that's just for interest. Another piece of paper I just didn't glue all the way in, so you could tuck in note card. Oh, I forgot to ink these. I forgot to ink that one. I will ink that up. And then I did a glassine bag with a napkin. I Mod Podged a napkin on it, and I cut it so it makes like a pocket. And I liked that butterfly and flowers. I thought it gave a nice contrast in here with some black. And some of the pages are ripped, and I do like that when they get coffee dyed. They're wet, but I leave them, and some of them I patch with paper just to look like you really patched it, but that gives it the vintage distressed look. So I like the cracks and the things. Another piece of the paper that I made like a pocket with some stamping. And I like to keep them so they're not bulky, so you can lay this down and write in it. Oh yeah, and my cover is very sturdy chipboard, so it is like a book on the outside. So you can lay it down and write in it. This is a tag that I made. You could stick it in there and write on the back for a little hidden note. There's the other part of the glassine bag. And the other part of the doily. And then another piece there with some, whoa, with some little designer paper there. These are the pockets I did a tutorial on the other day. So I used them in this journal, and there they are. The tags fit in them nicely, and I left that blank so you could either write on it or put a picture. And put these in here. So there is a tutorial on this in one of the last videos I did, and it flips around so you'll see it again on the other side. There's just a library card I had, and you can even fit something under that, and I did spray it up. And I just cut some of the paper and put it up there. And there's the other side of that card that I sewed in, and it has the tag. There you go. And I put this beautiful piece of lace trim. It's very see-through, so you can still see through it, in a little journaling spot. And then these envelopes come in the collection. You can cut them out and you can fold them back to the way you want. So you open them like that, and you could just put like a hidden note or something in it. And there's the other side of it. You could store something in there, and then you fold it back together somehow. You just alternate them. How did I do it before? Anyways, I'll have to do it off camera so I can sit and play with it. You tuck them under like when you do a box or whatever. So that envelope is in there, and I will fold that off camera. I put another little library pocket. This I glued down. It's not, so it looks like it's tucked under there, but it's stationary. And I put a piece of scrap paper there. Did some stamping on that. And another piece of doily. Just some paper. Again, I just cut scraps of the paper and glue it in there. I love that look. Random stamping. A white doily that I sprayed. So this is totally like just for a lot of writing and notes and thoughts or diary. Not a calendar or anything. It's just like a journal for journaling your memories. I wish I was a journaler. I wish I could write, and I just don't. So I wouldn't use one of these. There you go. Little tag. This is a tag that I glued down and made it as like a pocket. And then there's a pocket there. And I didn't put anything in there because I figured you can use it to put your, move some of this stuff around or put your own little notes and tuck your notes in there. And then that as well, I left both of these open. Let me get one of these cards to show you. I left these open as well, that you can tuck stuff. And like I said, I didn't add anything because you can add your own. Leave room for your own personal notes and stuff. There's a pocket. It's the same paper underneath. I just cut out the design again, so it made it a pocket. And more journaling spots. Little cards to write notes or reminders or anything you want. And then there's another one of the coin pockets. And I put a little piece of lace there. I didn't do a tag. And there's the other side of it. And like I said, I did have a tutorial on those if you wanted to see how those were made. And some paper and another tag there with different kind of trim. And that's it. And then here again is a band to hold notes or letters that you want in there. Put that back. And then on the very last page, I created a waterfall for photos. If you don't want to do photos, you can just use it to write notes. And that is magnetized right there with that burlap trim with lace on it. This is one of the doilies that I got from Fava 4 that she sent to me in her scraps, and I cut it. This might have been put together or I cut it up. There is felt on the back of the magnet, so it'll protect it and you don't have to look at the magnet. And then these are blank, so you can either write or put photos on both sides if you want. So yeah, you can combine some memories in with your journaling. So there you go. There is the back. Like I said, this is going to be for sale. I'm not putting it in my Etsy for a couple days. Today's Sunday. If it's not sold before I sell it here on YouTube, then it will be in my Etsy. And once I do put it in my Etsy, the link to my Etsy will be in the bottom to it in the description box. But hopefully it'll sell before then. I will have the price down in the description box, and it's USA, PayPal only. I will ship outside the US, but the shipping's going to be very expensive. So the price for the journal shipping's not included in my price. I believe this one might not have to go in a medium flat rate box. It's, it's coffee paper, so it's not as heavy. But depending on where you are, we will work on the price when you email me, because I will put my email in the description box down below if you're interested in purchasing it. And I might be able to just bubble wrap it and wrap it really good, and I might be able to do that and get it in a flat rate padded envelope. I'm not for sure, but we'll work out those details. But the most it would cost you to ship would be $12.90, and that's for a medium flat rate box. But I honestly don't think it's going to have to do that. You might be able to do it for $7, but we'll see. We'll work it out then. All right, you take care. Like I said, email me in the description box below if you are interested in this journal, and that's what that looks like. And if it doesn't sell here on YouTube in the next couple days, then it will go in my Etsy shop. And again, I'm Pretty Paper Maker on Etsy, and I do have lots of mini albums for sale over there. Take care, guys. Have a good weekend.